we have to do today shouldn't be happening. The shock and trauma of having to say farewell to Hannah.
It's so easy to get a little cut or something on yourself in farming, and obviously if it can happen to a lovely, fit young lady like Hannah, it could happen to any of us.
Hannah was my fiancée and Millie's mum, an amazing mum. She was the most caring, hard-working person you would ever meet.
What you saw in Hannah was what you got. She wore a heart on her sleeve.
A proper Yorkshire lass, said it as it was, very, very strong-willed.
She was such a good stock woman, she knew everything.
Loved the stock and the farming, absolutely, that's what she lived for.
She was like everybody's friend, everybody knew her.
She could lit up her room.
Like all farming communities and farmers and farmers' daughters and everything, you're very, very strong-willed, you think you're invincible.
Yeah, you just tend to crack on and get on with it, which is probably why Hannah ended up in the situation she is, because she was never a complainer.
You cut your finger, you don't bother, you just wrap it up and braille on, don't you?
It's only a cut in your hand or it's only a small thing. Never worry about it, it'll be grand. And we all know what happens.
Like, she thought she had a bit of a cold and a sniffle. She wouldn't have even got to hospital. She didn't think she was ill.
She got really ill and kind of ignored the signs of being ill.
But then the family friend told her she was ill. She went into hospital. Well, I took her and we said, been told she's got sepsis.
On the Monday night, she was stable, and on Tuesday morning at 19 minutes past 5, we get a phone call from Dawn, so we better come.
Yeah, I don't know. It was all just so quick and sudden, like.
That phone call I got that morning.
Devastated, literally devastated.
Everything just turned upside down overnight.
It was horrible. It's upsetting for everyone, especially such a young age.
Like, it didn't just turn mine and Millie's lives upside down, it turned everybody's, because everybody's lives had to change to adapt to it.
Farming is such a small community and it did have a huge impact on everyone.
The amount of cards we got were over 600 cards at our house, and 25 bouquets of flowers and 15 letters.
Hannah Brown was a great friend to me.
She left a massive hole, she really has, especially on the showing industry.
She's a good mentor to my daughter, who's just 16. Taught her some bad habits, but learned her a lot of good habits as well.
It doesn't feel right without your bubbly Hannah running about and just not the same.
After Hannah's passing, it's definitely had a big impact on everyone here. Like, people are more aware and definitely taking things more seriously than they used to.
Sepsis, yeah, it was mentioned, but nobody ever took it on board, did they?
When Hannah was in hospital, I googled it, and that's when I realised how serious it actually was.
You've heard of it and
you knew what it did.
You knew what it did, that it could kill you, but you just don't think it's going to happen to you.
Knowing about Hannah has certainly made everybody in our village really conscious of sepsis.
It wasn't something really I heard much of, but now it's happened to Hannah, there is a lot more people talking about it, definitely.
I cut my arm about 2 weeks previous to being diagnosed with sepsis, and I think with my symptoms at first, I'd felt a bit fluey.
I had a knee operation, everything was completely fine for 2 weeks, and then I suddenly became very ill.
And I had painful lumps under my armpit, and that's when I decided to go to the doctors.
The big difference was that my partner could see that I wasn't like me anymore. So she advocated really strongly that I needed to go and get an appointment with the GP, and was diagnosed with sepsis.
Because I was aware of symptoms, that's why I went down to hospital. But if I hadn't gone that day, it would be a very different story now, they said.
If I hadn't known about Hannah, then I wouldn't have known about sepsis.
People that were close to Hannah are sharing it, and then more people are sharing it, and it does spread quite quickly in the farming community.
It's good to raise awareness of something that you wouldn't think could cost you your life.
If you actually do get it and you don't get it treated quick enough, you die.
Well, it's a hidden killer, isn't it? You don't know you've got it until it's too late, basically. Seconds count, obviously, don't they?
Farmers aren't really ones to go to the doctors. It's something now you need to realise and go straight to the doctors. Don't mess about, just go.
Put yourself first every now and again.
If you're not feeling well, please go and just have a check, that's it.
Be aware that it could happen to anybody. And if you catch it soon enough, you can stop it happening.
You don't get two chances.
Just asked, is it sepsis?
Could it be sepsis?
Is it sepsis?
Could it be sepsis?